Shea and Matt back here with you on SportsCenter. You remember, an undefeated Florida State team got shut out of the playoff last season. No chance that happens again this year, right? Well, the Seminoles lost to Georgia Tech in their opener and now try to right the ship against Boston College tonight right here on ESPN. If last year is any indication, this won't be a gimme. FSU blew a 21-point lead and escaped with a 2-point win over Boston College. I don't know that I should be bringing up old stuff with ACC Network football analyst EJ Manuel, but here I am. EJ, what do you see as the key for Florida State to get its offense going tonight?
What's up, Shay? Well, the big thing is DJU has to get going, and what I mean by that is the vertical passing game has to come into this game tonight. If you looked at Georgia Tech's defense, they kept their safeties at 6-7 yards around the box to be able to take away the run, something that Florida State also wasn't able to do at a high clip. They rushed for about 93 yards last week, and that's got to get up around 140, 150. Their average on wins last season was around 157 yards. And the other thing is you have to contain Thomas Castellanos. He is a dangerous quarterback for Boston College. He keeps plays alive, and even if he breaks the pocket, that's probably where he becomes the most dangerous.
Okay, let's stay with that, and let's stay with Thomas Castellanos. He threw for over 300 yards, ran for 95 yards last year against Florida State. And so in terms of challenges, what is the biggest one now tonight for the Seminoles?
Yeah, well, he's going to be the biggest challenge. The big thing that Thomas Castellanos brings to this team is his ability to break the pocket and still throw the ball down the field. If you look at him, you might think, he's a shorter guy. He's going to be in an RPO system. This guy can throw the football, and he injects confidence. He's ultra-talented, and his team really feeds off of that type of ability. And like I said, Shay, when the play breaks down, he keeps it alive. I like to call quarterbacks like that erasers. When bad things happen, he can make it right. And so Thomas Castellanos is primed and ready to go. I was there 2 weeks ago for their practice, and I'm telling you, he is expecting to have a big season this year, also because his new head coach is Bill O'Brien, who's coached some great quarterbacks as well.
I was going to say it. The Bill O'Brien factor. I feel like we're not talking enough about this. EJ, are you with me on this?
Yeah, well, look, it's a big deal because, you know, he actually recruited me when I was in high school. But think about the quarterbacks he's coached. Bryce Young, some guys that played in the NFL. I remember Deshaun Watson when he had him there in Houston when he was young. So he's used to coaching quarterbacks that can make plays and use their feet. So I'm telling you, I think this is going to unlock something from Thomas Castellanos that we saw a little bit of in 2023 and could be even bigger in 2024.
All right. Look, I appreciate you talking a little bit more about BC tonight. I know your Noles are going up against them. Good luck to them. Thanks. We appreciate it, EJ. Enjoy home there in Tallahassee.
Thanks, Shay.
The Seminoles, one of the trendy picks to click this year. We're on the scene with our college football reporter, Andrea Adelson. You were in Tallahassee, Andrea. You spoke with Mike Norvell yesterday. This is a team that's got to bounce back. What has he been emphasizing as his team tries to move on from that loss to Georgia Tech?
Matt, obviously everyone here was disappointed in that performance, but what disappointed Mike Norvell the most after what happened at Georgia Tech was that his players looked hesitant out there. They didn't trust their training, their techniques, or their fundamentals. So he challenged them this week at practice. He wanted them to play with more of an edge. He wanted them to understand that they had to finish plays, that they couldn't take any plays off. And that's exactly what he did. He was encouraged by what he saw in practice, and he told me, I have a lot of confidence about the way this team will respond tonight.
Yeah, 2 extra days for Florida State. I don't know if anybody watched the Georgia Tech game on Saturday. They had to play Saturday. They kind of spun it around a little bit against Georgia State. Seminoles a couple extra days to get rid of the jet lag. Also 16.5-point favorites. Andrea, sit tight. I'll have more with you in a minute.
Speaking of Florida State, they had high hopes entering the season. We know that. They had a 36% chance to make the playoffs. That was the 11th best odds of any team. But losing to Georgia Tech did set things back, according to the All-State playoff predictor. They currently have a 10% chance now to make it. A loss to Boston College tonight would all but end those hopes. It would leave the Noles with just a 1% chance to make the playoff. So I'm saying there's a chance, but a little one if they do lose tonight against Boston College. Football analyst Sam Acho is with us now here on SportsCenter. And Sam, what do you see as the key for Florida State to take care of business tonight?
Florida State has to get back in their gaps in the run game and move when linemen move on offense. Here's what I mean by this. Last week, Georgia Tech ran for 190 yards. Well, Georgia Tech is a running team. Last year, they were 13th overall in rushing. Boston College was 15th overall. Boston College does the same kinds of things when it comes to the run game as Georgia Tech does. And what we saw from Florida State is we saw players miss tackles, we saw players out of position, and we saw players with bad technique with their eyes. And that's the issue that actually can be solved. It wasn't really that Georgia Tech just out-physicaled or outmanned Florida State up front, it was an issue of bad eye discipline and bad tackling. And so the 8 days of practice that you have can get you ready for Boston College.
Bad tackling better be handled tonight. BC ran for 152 yards against the Seminoles last year. 95 of those came from the quarterback. We'll see if they can contain him tonight. Sam Macho, as always, thank you. We'll see you in a little bit, buddy.